Oh, hey, didn't see you there. Before we begin the show, we need to have a talk. What was that?
What?
That noise. Did you hear it this time?
Yeah, I don't know.
It's a ringtone.
A what?
A ringtone?
Oh, well, make sure that it doesn't go off for the next 2 hours, all right? I don't want to hear it. Turn it off.
I guess now would be a good time to tell you, if you're under the age of 13, the show may not be appropriate for you.
Yeah, we use adult language that is not suitable for kids.
And some of the guys in the show say some inappropriate things. Sexual harassment is wrong.
So don't do it. We hope you enjoy the show.
One out. Man on second, bottom of the seventh. 2 balls, no strikes. Ruffin checks the runner on second. Gets a sign from Dickey. Ruffin stretches. He pitches. Cut the inside corner, steer right one at a baby. No hitter up there. Bottom of the seventh. 1 out. 2 balls, 1 strike. Ruffin checks the runner on second. Gets a sign from Dickey. He stretches. He pitches. Oh, low and outside ball 3. Come on, Red, make him a hitter. No hitter up there. And all the time, Reds.
Kate, please. My head is splitting.
I told that boy 109 times already. Eugene, stop banging the wall.
In a minute, Ma, this is for the World Series. 1 out. Man on second, bottom of the seventh. 3 balls, 1 strike. Ruffin stretches. He pitches. Oh, high and outside ball 4. Jojo Moore walks. First and second, and Mella lops up to the plate.
Can't he do that somewhere else?
I'll break his arm, that's where I'll do it. Eugene, this is the last time I'm going to tell you.
Come on, Ma. Mellada's up. It's the last batter. It's a crucial moment in World Series history.
Well, your Aunt Blanche has a splitting headache.
I don't want him to stop playing. It's just the banging.
He always does this when I'm studying. I have a big test in history tomorrow.
Hey, one more pitch, Ma. I think I can get her to pop up. I got my stuff today.
Your father will give you plenty of stuff when he gets home, you hear me?
All right.
I want you inside, now, and put out the water glasses.
I can do that.
Why? Is his arm broken? And I don't want any back talk, you hear me?
Attention, ladies and gentlemen. Today's game will be delayed due to my Aunt Blanche's headache.
Blanche, that's enough sewing already. That's all I need is for you to go blind.
I just have this one edge to finish. Lori, will you go help your Aunt Kate in the kitchen?
2 more pages, all right, Ma? I have to finish the Macedonian Wars.
Always studying that one. She's gonna have some head on her shoulders. Eugene,
Come in.
and wash your hands.
They're clean. I was wearing a glove. I hate my name. Eugene Morris Jerome. It's the second worst name ever given to a male child. The first worst is Haskell Fleischman. How am I ever going to play for the Yankees with a name like Eugene Morris Jerome? You have to be a Joe, or Tony, or Frankie. You have to be born Italian. You know, all the best Yankees are born Italian. My mother makes spaghetti with ketchup. What chance do I have?
I'm almost through, Ma.
All right. Don't get up too quickly.
You have better color today, sweetheart. And did you get some sun this morning?
I walked down to the beach.
Very slowly, I hope.
Yes, Ma.
That's good.
She gets all this special treatment because doctors say she has a kind of flutter in her heart. I got hit in the back of the head with a baseball. I saw 2 of everything for a week, and I still had to bring a block of ice home every afternoon. Girls are treated like queens. Maybe that's what I should have been born, an Italian girl.
Eugene,
What's
how many times have I told you not to leave your things around the house?
109?
What?
Well, you said yesterday. I told you 109 times not to leave your things around the house.
Don't be fresh to your mother, Jean.
Was I fresh? I swear to God, that's what she told me yesterday. You know, one of these days I'm going to write this all down in a book of play. I'm going to be a writer, like Ring Lardner or somebody. That's if things don't work out first with the Yankees, or the Red Sox, or the Tigers, or the Cubs. But if it gets down to the St. Louis Browns, I'll definitely be a writer.
Ma, can I have a glass of lemonade?
It'll spoil your dinner, darling.
A small glass, it couldn't hurt her.
All right. In a minute, Angel.
I'll get it. I'm going to the kitchen anyway.
Can you believe that? She better have a bad heart. I'm going to kill her one day. Now, listen. Don't go repeating this to anybody. I'm about to tell you next are my secret memoirs. They're called The Unimaginable, Awesome, and Completely Private Thoughts of I, Eugene Morris Jerome, in this, the 15th year of his life, in the year 1937, in the community of Brighton Beach, Kings County, Borough of Brooklyn, City of New York, Empire State of the American
A
nation!
roller skate on my kitchen floor? Do you want me dead? Is that what you want?
I didn't leave it there.
No? Then who? Lori? Aunt Blanche? You ever see them on skates? Take this upstairs. Come here.
Don't hit my head, I have a concussion.
What would you say to your father if he came home and saw me dead on the kitchen floor?
You know, I'd say, don't go into the kitchen, Pa.
Go upstairs and don't come down with dirty hands.
You see why I want to write this all down? In case I come out all twisted and warped, the world will know why.
He's a boy. He's young. We should be happy that he's healthy and active. Before the doctors found out about Lori, she was the same way.
Never. Girls are different. When you and I were girls, we kept the house spotless. It was Ben and Ezra who drove Mama crazy. I've always been like that. I have to have things clean, just like Mama. The day they packed up and left the house in Russia, she cleaned the place from top to bottom. She said, no matter what the Cossacks did to us when they broke in, they would have respect for the Jews.
Who are the Cossacks?
The same filthy bunches live across the street.
Across the street, you mean the Murphys?
All of them.
The Murphys are Russian?
The mother is very nice. She's been very sweet to me.
Her windows are so filthy, I thought she had black curtains hanging inside.
I was in their house. It was pretty neat. Nobody could be as clean as you, Kate.
What business did you have inside their house?
She invited me for tea.
To meet that drunken son of hers?
No, just the two of us.
I'm living here 7 years. She never invited me for tea because she knows your situation. I know they're kind. Remember what Mama used to tell us? Stay on your own side of the street. That's what they have gutters for.
That's what they have gutters for. If my mother knew I was writing all this down, she'd stuff me like one of her chickens. I better explain what she meant by Aunt Blanche's situation. You see, her husband, my Uncle Dave, died 6 years ago from, well, this thing. They never say the word. It was cancer. I think they're afraid if they say it, God would hear him and he'd say back, I heard that you said the dreaded disease, and just for that I smite you down with it. You know, there's some things that parents just won't talk about. For example, my grandfather, he died from diphtheria. Anyways, after Uncle Dave died, he left Aunt Blanche with no money, not even insurance. And Aunt Blanche can't support herself because she has asthma. So my big-hearted mother insisted we take her and the kids in to live with us. And they split my room into 2 separate rooms, where me and my brother Stanley live on this side, and Nora and her sister Lori live on the other side. My father thought it would just be temporary, but it's been 3.5 years so far. And I think because of Aunt Blanche's situation, my father's developing high blood pressure.
Have some more lemonade, dear.
Thank you, Aunt Kate.
Drink it slowly.
I am.
Blanche, that's enough already. Since 7 o'clock this morning.
I was just stopping.
You'll sew your fingers together.
It's getting dark anyways. I think I need new glasses.
Our teacher said you should change them every 2 years.
Well, would it kill you to put a light on?
I don't need to run up electric bills. I owe you and Jack enough as it is.
Have I ever asked you for anything? Do you see anybody starving around here? If I go hungry, you'll give me something from your plate.
Kate, I promise I'm gonna pay you and Jack back. I don't know when, but I keep my word.
From your lips to the Irish sweepstakes. Go in and taste the soup and see if it needs salt.
Should I put out the water glasses or is Eugene gonna do it?
Eugene, this is the last time I'm gonna tell you. Just do the napkins, darling.
Because of her condition, I had to do twice as much work around here. Boy, if I can make it to the Yankees, I'd be in St. Petersburg this winter. Lori's sister, Nora, she isn't too bad, though. She's 16. See, I don't really mind her much. Well, now that I bring up the subject, this is kind of the years I stopped minding girls in general. Nora started developing 8 months ago. I have the exact date written down in my diary.
Mom, Lori, and Kate, I've got incredible news, everyone.
Hi, Nora.
Eugene, my sweet, adorable, handsome cousin. Wait till I tell you what's happened to me. I'm fainting. I'm absolutely fainting.
Oh, my God. When she grabbed me, I felt her chest. When she grabbed me, I felt her chest.
I can't believe this whole day.
What happened?
Where's Mom and Kate? I have to tell everyone. Everybody inside for the big news.
What's all the excitement?
You're all red in the face.
Sit down, Mom, because I don't want you fainting on the floor.
Sit down, Blanche.
Sit down.
You too, Aunt Kate. Okay. Is everybody ready?
Stop dragging it out. The suspense is killing me.
Don't say things like that, Lori. Can I hear what the girl has to say? Go ahead, darling.
Okay. Here goes. I'm gonna be in a Broadway show. It's a musical called Abracadabra. This man, Mr. Beckman, he's a producer, came to our dancing class this afternoon, and he picked out 3 girls. We have to be at the Hudson Theater on Monday morning to audition. But on the way out, he took me aside and said the job was as good as mine. I have to call him. I may have to go in town to talk to him about it. Rehearsals start a week from Monday, and from there it goes to Philadelphia, Wilmington, and Washington, and then it comes to New York the 2nd week in December. There are 9 big musical numbers, and there's going to be a big tank on stage that you can see through. And the big finale all takes place with the entire cast all underwater. I mean, can you believe it? I'm going to be in a Broadway show, Mama.
What is she talking about?
Do I know? Am I her mother?
How can you be in a show? Don't you have to sing and act?
I can sing
No, you can't.
a little.
No, you can't.
I can carry a tune.
No, you can't.
Well, I probably won't have to. They're just looking for dancers.
On Broadway, you have to sing and act.
How do you know? You never saw a Broadway show.
Did you tell him how old you were?
He didn't ask me.
He didn't ask if you were 16?
He just asked me to audition. My God, isn't anybody excited?
I am. It's the most fantastic thing I ever heard.
Thanks, Eugene. I'm glad somebody's excited.
My God, I'll be sleeping right next door to a showgirl.
How can you go to Philadelphia? What about school?
School? Mama, this is a Broadway show. This is what I want to do with my life. Algebra and English isn't going to help me on the stage.
Alright.
Will you stay out of this?
You mean not finish high school? Not get a diploma? Do you know how hard it is for a girl to get a good job without a high school diploma these days?
But I've got a job, and I'll be making more than 10 girls with diplomas.
You don't have it yet. You still have to audition.
It's as good as mine. Mr. Beckman told me.
And what if you, God forbid, broke a leg? Or got heavy? How long do you think they'll keep you? Dancing is just for a few years. A diploma is forever. I know. I never had one. I know how hard it is for a girl to get a decent job without a diploma. Tell her, Kate. Tell her how hard it is.
It's very hard.
Then why did you send me to dancing school for 3 years? Why do I spend 2 hours a day on the subway, 4 days a week, with money you make going half blind over a broken sewing machine? Why, Mama?
Because it's my pleasure. Because I know how you love it. Because you asked me.
Then I'm asking you for something else. Let me do something for you now. I could be making almost $60 a week. In 2 years, when I get out of high school, I wouldn't be making that much with a college diploma.
I can't talk about this right now. Dinner time is soon. Uncle Jack's gonna be home. We'll discuss it later.
Tonight? I have to know tonight. I have to call Mr. Beckman and let him know if I can audition or not. At least let me audition. Let me see if they think I'm good enough. Please, don't say no until Monday.
It was a tense moment for everybody. Oh, I love tense moments, especially when I'm not the one they're all tense about.
God knows we could use the money. We owe Aunt Kate and Uncle Jack enough as it is. I think they have as much a say in this as I do. How do you feel about it, Kate?
Me? I never voted before in my life. Why should I start with my own family? I have to heat up the potatoes.
Then we'll leave it up to Uncle Jack. We'll let him make the decision.
Why, Mama? I love him, but he's not my father.
Because I don't always know what the right thing to do is. Because sometimes I need help. Because I say so. That's why.
Eugene Morris Jerome of New York has one vote for yes! Now, what I'm about to tell you next is so secret that I've left instructions for my memoirs not to be opened until 30 years after my death. I, Eugene Morris Jerome, have committed a moral sin by lusting after my cousin Nora. So I can tell you all this now, because I'll be dead by the time you read it. If I had a choice between a tryout with the Yankees and seeing her bare breasts for 2.5 seconds, I'd have some serious thinking to do.
I need bread.
What?
I don't have enough bread. Run across the street to Greenblatt's and get me a fresh rye bread.
Again, I went this morning.
So you'll go again this afternoon.
That's all I'll be trained to do when I grow up. Go to the store and buy bread.
You don't want to go? Never mind, then I'll go.
No, don't speak like that. I'll go.
and get an extra quarter pound of butter.
Another quarter pound? Why don't you get a half pound this time?
And suppose the house burned down. Why do I need an extra quarter pound of butter?
My mother taught logic in high school. This would be some weird country.
So, what are you gonna do?
I don't know. Leave me alone. Don't just sit there watching me.
It's my room as much as yours. I don't have to leave if I don't want to.
Do you have to stare at me? Can't I have any privacy?
I'm staring into space. I can't help it if your body interferes. I bet you're worried.
How would you feel if your entire life depended on what your Uncle Jack decided? Oh God, I wish Daddy were alive.
He would have said no. He was really strict.
Not with me. I mean, he was strict, but he was fair. If he said no, he always gave you a good reason. He always talked things out. I wish I could call him somewhere now and ask him what to do. A 3-minute call to heaven is all I ask.
Ask Ma. She talks to him every night.
Who told you that?
She did. Every night before she goes to bed. She puts his picture on a pillow and talks to him. Then she pulls a blanket halfway up the picture and goes to sleep.
She does not.
She does too. Last year, when I had the big fever, I slept in bed with the both of them. In the middle of the night, my face fell on his picture and cut my nose.
She never told me that. That's weird.
I can't remember him much anymore. I used to remember him real good, but now he disappears a little bit every day.
Oh God, he was so handsome, always dressed so dapper, his shoes always shined. I always thought he should have been a movie star, like Gary Cooper, only very short. Mostly I remember his pockets.
His pockets?
When I was 6 or 7, he always brought me home a little surprise, like a Hershey or a top. He'd tell me to go get in his coat pocket. So I'd run to the closet, and I'd put my hand in, and it felt as big as a tent. I wanted to crawl in there and go to sleep. And there were all these amazing things in there, like juicy fruit gum or spearmint lifesavers and bits of cellophane and crumpled pieces of tobacco and movie stubs and paper clips and pennies and rubber bands. And his gray suede gloves, which he wore in the wintertime.
With the stitched lines down the fingers, I remember.
Then I found his coat in Mom's closet, and I put my hand in the pocket, and everything was gone. It was emptied and dry cleaned, and it felt cold. And that's when I knew he was really dead. Oh God, I wish we had our own place to live. I hate being a boarder. Listen, let's make a pact. The first one who makes enough money promises not to spend any on herself, but saves it all for a house for you and me and Mom. That means every penny we get from now on, we save for the house. We can't buy anything. No lipstick, magazines, nail polish, bubble gum, nothing. Is it a pact?
What about movies?
Movies too.
Starting when?
Starting today. Starting right now.
Can we start Sunday? I wanted to see The Thin Man.
Who's in it?
William Powell and Myrna Loy.
Okay, starting Sunday. I'll go with you on Saturday.
Sid Luckman of Columbia waits for the snap from center. The snow is falling in a near blizzard. He gets it. He fades back. He passes. And Luckman's got it. He catches his own pass. He's on the 50. The 40, the 30, the 20. It's a touchdown. Columbia wins. They defeat the mighty Crimson of Harvard 13-12. Listen to that crowd. Ah, ah.
Eugene, stop that yelling. I have a cake in the oven.
Hey, Eugene.
Oh, hi, Stan. My brother, Stan. He's okay. You'll like him. What are you doing home so early?
Is Pop home yet?
No. Hey, did you ask about the tickets?
What tickets?
For the Yankee game. You said your boss was some guy who could get passes.
Oh. No, me and my boss had other things to talk about. I'm in trouble, Huge. I mean, real big trouble.
This really surprised me, because Stanley's the type of guy who could talk himself out of any kind of trouble. What kind of trouble?
I got fired today.
Fired? You mean for good?
You don't get fired temporarily.
Why? What happened?
Well, it was on account of Andrew, the guy who sweeps up. He was sweeping the floor in the stock room, and he lays his broom against the table to put some junk in the trash can. And the broom slips, knocks a can of linseed oil over on 3 brand new hats, $9 Stetsons. It wasn't his fault. He didn't put the linseed oil there, right?
Right.
So Mr. Stroheim sees the oily hats and he gets crazy. He says to Andrew the hats are going to have to come out of his salary. $27. So Andrew starts to cry.
He cried?
42 years old, he's balling all over the stockroom. I mean, the man hasn't got too much furniture upstairs anyway, but he's real sweet. He's always laughing, telling me jokes. I mean, I don't understand them, but I laugh anyway. Make him feel good, you know?
Yeah.
So anyway, I said to Mr. Stroheim that I didn't think it was fair. It wasn't Andrew's fault.
You said that to him?
Sure, why not? So Mr. Stroheim says, you want to pay for the hats, Big Mouth? And I said, no, I don't want to pay for the hats. So then he said, then mind your business, Big Mouth.
Holy mackerel.
So Mr. Stroheim's looking at me like machine gun bullets are coming out of his eyes. And then he calmly sends Andrew over to the factory to pick up 3 brand new hats, which is usually my job. So guess what Mr. Stroheim tells me to do?
What?
He tells me to sweep up. He says for this week, I'm the cleaning man.
I can't believe it.
Everybody is looking at me now waiting to see what I'm going to do. I felt the dignity of everybody in that place was in my hands. So I grit my teeth, I pick up the broom, and there's this big pile of dirt right in the middle of the floor.
Yeah?
And I sweep it all over Mr. Stroheim's shoes. Andrew had just finished shining them, if you want to talk about irony.
I'm dying. I'm actually dying.
You could see everybody in the place is about to bust a gut. Mrs. Mulcahy, the bookkeeper, can hardly keep her false teeth in her mouth. Andrew's eyes are hanging 5 inches out of their sockets.
Stanley, I think this is the greatest story in the history of the world.
So Mr. Stroheim grabs me and pulls me into his back office and gives me this whole story about how he was brought up in Germany to respect his superiors, and that if he ever did such a thing like you do, they would beat me in their comfort till they carried me away dead.
That's perfect. You got him down perfect.
And I said, yeah? Well, we're not in Germany, old buddy.
You said that to him?
No. To myself, I didn't want to go too far.
I was wondering.
So anyway, he says he's always liked me and always thought I was a good worker and that he was going to give me one more chance. He wanted a letter of apology and that if the letter of apology wasn't on his desk by 9 o'clock tomorrow morning, I can consider myself fired.
You know, Stanley, I would have had a heart attack. What'd you say?
I said I wasn't going to apologize if Andrew sought to pay for the hats. And he said that was between him and Andrew, and that he expected the letter from me by tomorrow morning. I said goodnight, got my hat, and went home, 10 minutes early.
I'm sweating. I swear to God, I'm sweating all over.
I mean, I don't know why I did it. I just got so mad. If you give in when you're 18 and a half years old, you give in for the rest of your life, don't you think?
Yeah, I suppose so. So what are you going to do? You're going to write the letter?
No,
Positively?
positively. Except I'll have to discuss it with Pop. I know we need the money, but he told me once, you always have to do what you think is right in this world and stand up for your principles.
But what if he says you're wrong? That you should write the letter?
He won't. He's going to leave it up to me. I know it.
But what if he says write the letter?
Well, that's something we don't know until after dinner, will we?
All in all, it was shaping up to be one heck of a dinner. I'll say this, though. I always had this two-way thing about my brother Stanley. Either I worshipped the ground he walked on, or I hated him so much I wanted to kill him. I guess you know how I felt about him today.
All day it takes to bring home bread? Give your Aunt Blanche the butter. She's waiting for it.
I was home 30 minutes ago. I was talking to Stan.
Hey, I got a letter from Rosaline Weiner. Remember her? She moved up to Manhattan. They live up on Central Park West.
Why not? Her father's a gangster and her mother's worse. I don't get a kiss hello?
Nope. I was gonna save it up and give you a giant one for Christmas.
We don't have Christmas. I'll take it now, thank you. A hug, too? When do I ever get a hug? You must have done something wrong.
You're too smart for me, Mom. I robbed a barber shop today.
Is that why you look so tired? You're always running around with your 200 girlfriends?
130. That's all I have. 130.
How do you get any work done?
I get it done.
And your boss doesn't say anything to you about being tired?
About being tired? No, he doesn't.
Did you talk to him about Thursday?
What?
You were going to talk to him about getting paid on Thursday so I can pay Greenblatt's on Friday. Saturday's a holiday.
Oh. No, I forgot. I'll ask him tomorrow.
If it's a problem, don't ask him. Your boss can wait. Greenblatt's is more important.
That's not true, Mom. My boss isn't any more important than Mr. Greenblatt.
Oh, God. As if things weren't bad enough. And now this. The ultimate tragedy. A Jewish medieval torture. Liver and cabbage for dinner. You know, a friend of mine, Marty Gregorio, an A student in science, says that cooked cabbage can be smelled farther than sound traveling for 7 minutes. If my memoirs are never finished, you'll know it's because I gagged to death in the middle of supper. You saw that, right? I was right here. I'll be blamed for that anyway.
I'm all right. I just need to sit a minute.
Blanche, didn't I tell you to get out of that hot kitchen? I can't breathe in there and I don't have asthma. Nora, Lori, come help your mother.
I'm sick about the plates. I'll replace them. Don't worry about the plates.
Plates I can always get. I only have one sister.
What happened?
Don't run, Lori.
It's another asthma attack. Second one this week. Nora, maybe you'd better get the doctor.
I don't need doctors.
This is no place for you near the beach. What you need is someplace dry.
Like Arizona, Mama.
Should I get the doctor?
No. No doctors. It's better. It's going away.
I can still hear the whistle.
Will you shut up?
Nora, will you go help your Aunt Kate in the kitchen? I broke a good plates.
Never mind. Eugene will do it. Nora, go upstairs and get your mother's medicine. Lori, you sit there quiet and watch your mother. You look pale as a ghost. Eugene, come here and help me.
Oh, hello, Miss Crusty. How are you?
In a minute, Ma, Pop's home. Oh, I'd now like to introduce my father, a real hard worker. He was born at the age of 42. Hi, Pop. How you doing, Pop?
How do you think I'm doing?
Hey, let me get one of these for you, Pop.
They're too heavy. You hurt yourself.
That's okay. Let me just get a good grip on it.
I just want to sit for a few minutes.
You okay, Pop?
Oh, yeah, I'm just resting, that's all. Give me a glass of cold water.
I'll be out for the other one in a minute, too, Pop. You know, I don't know how he does it. King Kong couldn't lift these. You know what's in there? Noisemakers and party favors. Pop sells them every day after his regular work, which is cutting material for ladies' raincoats.
Did you do your homework today?
Not all of it. Mom sent me to the store 15 times. Amos and Andy's on tonight.
Do your homework. Then we'll discuss Amos and Andy.
Here's your medicine, Mom. Lori, go get some water.
Lori shouldn't be running.
Oh, I'll get it, Nora.
You sure you don't mind?
Oh, no trouble at all. 2.5 seconds, that's all I ask.
So, when are you going to talk to Uncle Jack, Mom?
When I talk to him. That's when I'll talk to him.
Tonight? I have to know tonight.
I'll see. If he's not too tired, I'll talk to him tonight.
Jack's home. We'll eat in 10 minutes. Nora, darling, go get Stanley. How's your mother, Lori?
Much better. The whistling stopped.
What's wrong? Eugene said you were holding your chest.
Yeah, I wasn't holding my chest.
You have to carry that box around every day, back and forth to the city? You don't work hard enough, Jack?
You want the box? It's yours. Keep it. I don't need it anymore.
What do you mean?
Delmar's party favors went out of business. I closed them out. The man is bankrupt.
Oh my God.
He never even warned me it was coming.
I thought you told me he lived up on Riverside Drive with a view of the river. A $300 a month apartment he had. A man like that.
Who are the ones you think going bankrupt? You live on a cold water flat on Delancey Street. Bankruptcy's the one thing God spares you.
All right, well, you can always find good in something. You don't have to carry that box around every day. You don't have to wake up at 5:30 in the morning. We can eat dinner at a decent hour. You still have your job with Jacobson. We won't starve.
I can't make ends meet with a make a Jacobson. That was 7 people to feed.
Stop it, Jack. They'll hear you. We'll talk later.
I can't get by without that extra $25 a week. I can't pay rent and insurance and food and clothing for 7 people. Christmas and New Year's alone, I made $150.
Stop it, Jack. You'll only get yourself sick.
He didn't even pay me for the week. Bastard. 5 salesmen are laid off. He's going to a Broadway show tonight. I stuffed every hat and noisemaker and carrying that box and walked out of there. At his funeral, I'm putting on a pointy hat and blowing a horn. Bastard.
Don't talk like that, Jack. Listen, something will come up. You'll go to temple this weekend. You'll pray all day Saturday.
This man in that temple have been praying for 40 years. You know how many prayers I think answered for my turn comes up?
Your turn will come up. God has time for everyone.
Here's your water, Aunt Blanche.
Thank you, darling.
Hey, where's Nora?
She went upstairs to call Stanley for dinner.
Hey, Lori, I was thinking, you want to take a walk tonight?
I have homework. What do you want to walk with me for?
Well, you, me, and Nora. I just felt like taking a walk.
I think Nora has a date with Larry Clerman.
Larry Clerman? She likes Larry Clerman.
I don't know, ask her yourself.
Larry Clerman's my father's age.
He's 20.
Same thing. You think he's good looking?
I don't think anybody's good looking.
Larry Clerman. You know, he doesn't even have a chin. His tie goes up all the way to his teeth.
Eugene, where's your father's water?
Coming. Now I have Larry Clerman to contend with. Here's your water, Pop.
Don't drink so fast.
Hey, you have a moment to look at my sneakers, Pop?
What does he want to look at your sneakers for?
They're hanging on by a tiny piece of rubber. They don't even have soles anymore.
I bought you a new pair of sneakers last month.
Last year, Pop, not last month. I have to curl my toes when I run out for a fly ball.
This is no time to talk to your father about sneakers. He has enough on his mind. Go turn the light down on the liver. Listen, you'll eat a nice dinner, relax, and when everybody's asleep, we'll figure things out calmly. I don't like it when you get upset.
I'm feeling better. Come help me with the dinner, darling.
Do you think she'll ever get married?
Blanche?
I mean, she's not unattractive. I see men looking at her down at the beach. What she want to waste her life in this house for?
She's raising 2 children.
But why didn't she ever go out? She wants to meet someone. I know plenty of single men.
Blanche isn't the type to get married.
She was married before, wasn't she? Those are the type that get married.
Dave was different. She isn't interested in other men.
What about that Murphy fella across the street? He's plenty interested, believe me.
That drunk? That man can't find his way into his own house at night. I saw him sleeping in the doorway once, in the rain.
He's got a good paying job, lives alone with his mother, so he takes a drink on a Saturday night. Maybe what he needs is a good woman.
Not my sister. Let him meet someone lying in the next doorway. I don't want to discuss this anymore.
Stanley, are you busy?
Come in.
I wanted to talk to you.
That's funny, because I wanted to talk to you.
About what?
You see, I need a favor, real bad. You're the only one who can help me.
What is it?
Well, this may sound dumb, but at dinner, do you think you could steer the conversation in a certain direction?
What direction?
Well, something like how much you admire people who stand up for their principles.
What people?
Any people. Principles is the important word. If you can mention it 3 or 4 times, I'd be very grateful.
3 or 4 times?
It'll be easy. I'll mention someone like Abraham Lincoln, and you'll say, now there's a man who really stood up for his principles.
I have my own things to bring up at dinner. I don't want to get into a discussion about Abraham Lincoln.
Not his whole life, just his principles.
Why would I do such a stupid thing?
Because as of tomorrow, I'm unemployed unless someone besides me mentions sticking up for your principles.
What happened? Did you get fired?
I will be, unless I write Kaiser Wilhelm a letter of apology. It's really up to my old man. I've decided to do whatever he tells me.
When are you going to ask him?
Tonight, right after dinner.
Tonight? Does it have to be tonight?
That's the deadline. I have to give my answer to Mrs. Stroheim in the morning. Why?
Couldn't you ask your father in the morning?
He gets up at 5:30. My mother has to line up his shoes at night because he can't make decisions at 5:30. What's wrong, Nora?
I don't know what you have to complain about. At least your father is alive and around the house to make decisions. You don't know when you're well off, Stanley. Sometimes you make me sick.
Chapter 7, The Infamous Dinner. Started out as a murder mystery in Blenheim Castle. Nobody said a word, but everybody looked suspicious. It was so quiet, you could hear Laurie's food going down her esophagus. Everybody had one eye on their plate and the other eye on Pop, except for me. I sat opposite Nora. I kept dropping my napkin a lot so I could bend down and get a good look at those creamy virginal white legs. She was really lost in thought, and a couple times I got to see halfway up her thighs that led to the golden palace of the Himalayas.
Eugene, keep your napkin on the table and stop daydreaming.
You see, Stanley knew what I was up to, because he's the one who taught it to me. But, like everybody else at the table, he had a couple problems. It was so quiet, you could hear the clock ticking in the kitchen. The tension in the air was so thick, you could cut it with a knife, which is more than I could say for the liver. I'm finished. I'll help with the dessert.
You sit there and finish your liver.
I'm finished. You see any liver on my plate?
You buried it under the mashed potatoes. I know your tricks. Look how Lori ate hers.
I had a major problem. One more bite and it would have thrown up all over the table. And that's a sight Nora would have remembered forever. The diversion was my only escape from humiliation. Hey, so how's things down at Stroheim, Stanley? Now, I felt real bad about that. But for the moment, tension shifted away from my liver.
So how long you been working there?
Where?
At Stroheim's.
At Stroheim's? Let me see. Part-time a year and a half before I graduated high school, and a year since then.
So what's that?
2.5 years, counting part-time.
And he likes you?
Who?
Mr. Stroheim.
Yeah, usually he likes me, sometimes I'm not sure.
You do your work?
Yeah,
Come in on time?
yeah,
You get along with other people?
yeah.
So why shouldn't he like you? How much you making now?
$17 a week.
You know, it's time you moved up. Tomorrow you go into his office, you ask him for a raise.
A raise?
If you don't speak up, people are going to take advantage of you. Tomorrow you go into his office, you're polite, you're respectful, but you're firm. You tell him you think about another $5 a week.
$5.
You offer you $1.25, you'll settle for $2.50. I know how these things work. You're a high school graduate, he's lucky he's got you.
I don't think this is the right time to ask him for a raise, Pop. I think his wife is very sick.
You're afraid to ask him? Want me to grab you by the hand, walk into his office and say, my little boy wants a raise?
I'm not afraid.
And believe me, Stanley, now is the time to ask for it. Your father wouldn't ask you if he didn't think it was the right thing to do.
I think I got a bone in my throat.
There are no bones in liver.
So, what's new at dancing school, Nora?
Nothing is new. Mind your own business.
I'm just trying to introduce the subject.
I don't need your help. Will you tell her to be quiet, Mother?
Lori, you may be excused if you're finished.
What happened at dancing school?
Nora received a very nice compliment from a teacher. He said that she had professional potential.
He didn't say potential. Potential is the future. Mr. Beckman is interested in Nora's immediate present.
Why, isn't that something? Mr. Beckman's your teacher?
He's one of the most widely known and respected producers on Broadway.
Broadway? Imagine that, that's wonderful. How are you doing in school otherwise?
I'm doing fine.
She's doing very well.
I wish I was as smart as she is.
Hey, isn't that the same Mr. Beckman who's producing the great Broadway extravaganza, Abracadabra? You know, I hear if a girl gets part of a chorus of a show like that, not only is a career practically guaranteed, but the experience she earns is equal to that of a 4-year college education.
Eugene, that's enough.
Only a 4-year college education is equal to a 4-year education.
I don't think Abraham Lincoln went to college.
How you feeling, Lori? You doing all right?
Yes, Uncle Jack.
Getting plenty of fresh air?
As much as I can hold in my lungs. Nora, did you tell Uncle Jack about that big tank that's filled with water?
Girls, why don't we just let Uncle Jack eat his dinner? If we have something to discuss, we can discuss it later.
Does anyone have something to discuss? Does anyone have any problems? If so, this is the time to bring it up. This is family hour.
What a great idea for a radio show. The Family Hour. Every week, yeah, no family, eating dinner, discussing the problems of the week. And you get to hear some nice recipes. WEAF presents Dinner at Brighton Beach featuring the Jacob Jerome family. And tonight's specialty, liver and cabbage. Brought to you by X-Lax, the mild laxative.
The whole country's gonna hear about a 15-year-old boy gagging on liver.
So no one has something to discuss? Nobody has any problems? So otherwise I want to turn on the news.
Well, as a matter of fact,
What?
nothing.
I'll help with the dishes.
You sit there and finish your liver.
It won't go down. I can't swallow it. Remember the Lima Bean catastrophe last month? Does anybody want to see a repeat of that disgusting episode?
These are not times to waste food. If you didn't want it, you shouldn't have taken it.
I didn't ask for it. It came attached to the plate.
If it's so important to everyone, I'll eat your liver, Eugene.
You will?
It seems to be the only thing this family is worried about. Give me a liver so we can get on with more important things in our lives.
Take the liver away. If no one likes it, why do you make it?
Because we can't afford a roast beef for 7 people.
I suddenly felt vulgar and cheap.
Stanley, turn on the news.
Lori, Lori, don't carry that. It's too heavy.
Can I talk to you a minute, Pop? It's something really important.
More important, what's going on in Europe?
Well, it's not more important, it's just coming up sooner.
Hitler's already moving to Austria. In a couple of months, the whole world's going to be at war. What's the matter with this radio?
Someone's been fooling around with it, haven't they, Eugene?
Why Eugene popped it on the news last night?
You weren't listening to the ball game this afternoon?
He's talking about Poland. Damn it. I don't want anyone touching this radio anymore, you understand?
Guess who's gonna get blamed for the war in Europe?
Eugene, bring over the pitcher.
Hey, you really think there'll be war, Pop? I mean, in America, too?
We're already in it. Not us, maybe, but friends, relatives. If you're Jewish, you have a cousin suffering somewhere in this world.
Ida Kaczynski's family got out of Poland last month. The stories she tells about what's going on there, you don't even want to hear.
How many relatives do we have in Europe?
Enough. Uncles, cousins. I have a great aunt. Your father has nephews.
I have a cousin Sholem in Poland, his whole family.
Dave has relatives in Warsaw. That's where his mother was born.
What if they got to America? I mean, where would they stay?
Who?
Your nephews, Mom's cousins and uncles. Would we take them in?
What God gives us to deal with?
We deal with.
But where would we put them?
What are you worrying about things like that now for? Go upstairs and work on your speech.
What speech?
How you're gonna ask Mr. Stroheim for a raise tomorrow?
Hey, look at that! Luke Garrett got 2 hits today. Larry Pinlow's hitting 302.
Is that your father's paper? How many times have I told you not to read it until your father's finished?
I didn't break it. The print doesn't come off it if I take a quick look at it.
Hey, don't be fresh with your mother. Upstairs.
Pop?
Everybody.
I'll talk to you later. Okay, Pop?
Come on, Stanley. I gotta talk to you anyways.
You're a pest. Did anyone ever tell you you're a pest?
Yeah, I have a list upstairs. You wanna add your name to it?
Jack, maybe you should get some rest. There's nothing in that paper that's gonna cheer you up.
What would we do, Kate? Where would we put them if they got off that boat and knocked on our door? How would we feed them?
The boat hasn't landed yet. I can't deal with boats that haven't landed yet.
Uncle Jack, I know you're tired and you have a lot of things on your mind, but the rest of my life may depend on your decision. I have to know tonight because I have to call Mr. Beckman and let him know if I can audition or not.
Who's Mr. Beckman?
The Broadway producer we talked about at dinner.
Abracadabra, remember?
Lori, upstairs, right now. Nora, not now. This is not the time.
It's never the time. You won't make a decision and I don't have anyone else I can talk to. Well, I'll make my own decision if no one else is interested. I'm 16 and a half years old and I'll do what I want.
What's this all about?
Go on, Jack. Talk to her.
Nora's right. I'll take care of it. It's my decision.
What are you gonna tell her? That she can leave school? That she can throw her future away? Is that what you want to tell her?
What if I'm wrong? What if she's got talent? What is it that I'm supposed to say?
She can't talk to me? It's all the same family, isn't it? I'm an uncle, for God's sake.
She doesn't need an uncle tonight. She needs a father. Go on, she'll tell you.
I never learned.
Do you mind if I sit with you?
I wrapped my life up in Dave so much, I never learned to be their mother.
If you want to talk, we'll talk. But if not, then not.
We have enough mothers here. This is a family. The world doesn't survive without families. Lori, go do your homework. Blanche, make me some tea. You're the only one here who makes decent tea.
Listen, no, I know what it's like not to be heard.
You do?
I grew up in a family of 4 children. My father, before he passed, never could remember our names. My oldest brother was the big one. I was the little one. Brother Saul was the round one. My brother Eddie was the skinny one.
Who am I?
You're the pretty one. What's the problem?
I don't know. It doesn't seem very important now.
I've never seen you cry over something that wasn't important. Listen, I know I'm not your father. I'm not in the right place to make decisions for you, but I can offer advice. Advice is free. If you don't like it, you can always return it.
Can we walk down the block?
Sure. Take a look at the ocean. My father always used to say, throw your problems out to the ocean, and the ants will wash back up on the shore.
Did they?
Not in Brighton Beach, watermelon pits and orange peels washed up. That's why it's good to take someone who knows how to give advice.
Will you stop that? I'm trying to think.
Sure glad I don't have your problems.
How'd you like an official American League baseball in your mouth?
You know, I gotta talk to you, Stanley. I mean, a real serious talk.
Everybody in this house has to have a talk with somebody. Why don't you take a number off the wall and wait your turn?
I had a dream last night. It was about this girl. I can't tell you her name, but she's gorgeous. We were kissing hard and rubbing up against each other. And there was this tremendous buildup, like at the end of the 39 steps. And then an explosion, like a dam broke and everything just rushed and flowed out to sea. It was the greatest feeling I'd ever had in my life. And then I woke up, and I was...
All wet.
Yeah, how'd you know?
It was a wet dream. You had a wet dream. I have them all the time.
I mean, there's nothing wrong with you if it happens.
You never had one before?
Yeah, but I slept through it.
Didn't you ever try to do it by yourself?
Do what?
Didn't you ever diddle with yourself?
No, never!
Baloney. I've heard you. You diddle 3-4 times a week.
You're crazy! What do you mean, diddle?
Whack off, masturbate.
Will you be quiet? Lori might hear you.
There's nothing wrong with it, especially at our age. It's natural.
You know guys who do it?
Every guy I know does it.
I can't believe I'm having this conversation.
You can't grow up without doing it. Your voice won't change.
Where do you learn all this stuff from? Is it in a medical book or something?
It's puberty.
It's what?
Puberty. You never heard that word before? You don't read books?
Yeah, The Citadel by A.J. Cronin. He never mentioned puberty.
Even Pop did it.
Pop? Our Pop. You know what, Stanley? I think you're full of shit.
Hey, don't you use that language. Who do you think you are? You're just a kid. Don't ever let me catch you saying that word again.
Okay, I don't get you. You mean it's okay for you to say a word like puberty, but it isn't okay for me to say a word like shit?
Puberty is a medical word. Shit is for those guys who hang around at the beach.
What do you expect me to say when you tell me that our Pop whacks off?
I don't mean he still does it because he's married now. But when he was younger, 14 and 15, the whole world whacks off.
President Roosevelt, too?
Rich kids are the worst. They whack off from morning till night. In college, they sit around in their dorm rooms drinking beer and whacking off.
You know, Stanley, I think this is the most useful information you've ever given me. What about girls?
5 times as much as boys.
5 times as much as boys is an actual figure? Where do you get all this stuff from?
You pick it up. You learn it. It's handed down from generation to generation. That's how our culture spreads.
You know, 5 times as much as boys. Some of them don't even say hello to you and they're at home whacking off all night.
They're human just like we are. They have the same needs and desires.
And why is it so hard to touch their boobs?
If you were a girl, would you like it if some guy was jumping at you, trying to grab at your boobs?
Hey, if I had boobs, I'd love to touch them, wouldn't you?
I've got my own problems to think about. I wish Pop would get back. I've really got to talk to him tonight.
How do girls do it, Stanley?
I can't explain it.
Come on, Stanley, please. I'll be asleep for a month. Just tell me how they do it.
I need a pencil and paper. I'll do it later.
Oh, you want some crayons too? Maybe you could do it in color.
Listen, I've got a major problem in my life. I haven't got time to draw girls masturbating for you.
You know, I bet Nora doesn't do it.
Boy, could I win money from you. You think she's in the bathroom 7 times a day just taking showers?
She does it in the bathroom.
I knew 2 girls who used to do it during English class. I saw a girl do it during her final exam and she got a 98 on her paper. Hey, was she the girl you were thinking about last night?
No, it was one of the beach girls.
It was Nora. I knew that's the reason you dropped your napkin 12 times at dinner tonight.
She drives me crazy. I think I'm in love with her.
Yeah? Well, forget it. She's your cousin.
What's wrong with being in love with your cousin?
If it was your stepsister, it would be dirty, but it would be okay. But you can't love your own cousin. Let me give you a piece of advice. When you're going through puberty, don't start up with anybody in your own house.
Who came up with those rules? President Roosevelt married his cousin.
Maybe it was his second or third cousin, but you can't love your first cousin. You get babies with 9 heads.
You know, I'd still love to see her naked, just once. There's nothing wrong with that, is there?
No, I do it all the time.
You've seen Nora naked?
Lots of times. I fixed the lock on the bathroom door, then opened it pretending I didn't know anyone was in there.
I can't believe you! What a pig! How'd she look like?
Hey, all I can tell you is I was pretty miserable she was my first cousin.
That was the night I discovered that lust and guilt were very close related. I have to wash up.
Have a good time.
Hey, don't do that!
I'm sorry, I forgot it was this Tuesday. I'll change the doctor appointment.
You don't have to change anything. The girls will be with me.
Have I ever missed a year going to the grave? Dave was my favorite in the whole family, you know that.
You realize it'll be 6 years? Sometimes I forget his birthday. But the day he died, I'll never forget that.
There wasn't another like him.
Lori asks me questions about him all the time. Was he funny? What was the funniest thing he ever said? I couldn't remember. Isn't that awful, Kate?
Blanche, sometimes you talk like your life is over. You're still young, you're still beautiful, if you'd ever stop squinting so much.
I went with him for 2 years before we got married. What was I waiting for? That's 2 married years I didn't have with him.
Listen, Jack's company is having their annual affair next Wednesday in New York City at the Commodore Hotel. Jack wants you to come. He told me to ask you.
Me? Who do I know in Jack's company?
You'll meet people. You can be with us. Max Green will be at our table. He's the one whose wife died last year from tuberculosis. He's their #1 salesman. He lives in a hotel up on the Grand Concourse. He's really a riot. You'll like him. Maybe you'll dance with him.
I don't have a dress to wear for that kind of a thing.
You'll make something. Jack will bring you some material. He knows everybody in the garment district.
Thank you, Kate. I appreciate it, but I can't go. I'm sorry. Maybe next year.
Blanche, next year you won't have any eyes altogether.
I have plans next Wednesday night.
More important than this, they have this affair once a year.
I'm going to dinner with someone.
You're going to dinner with a man? Who?
With Mr. Murphy.
Who's Mr. Murphy? Oh my God, I don't understand you. You're going to dinner with that man? You know where he'll take you? To a saloon. To a bar and grill, that's where he'll take you.
We're going to Chardov's, the Hungarian restaurant. For God's sakes, Kate, you never even met the man. I don't know why you dislike him so much.
I don't have to meet him. I just have to smell his breath when he opens the window. I grew up with that kind on Avenue A. How many times have Stanley and Jean come home black and blue from the beatings they took from those Irish hooligans? What have you got to talk to with a man like that?
Is that why you hate him? Because he's Irish? Since when have the Jews and Irish ever fought a war? You know who George Bernard Shaw is, right?
I don't care who he is.
One of the greatest Irish writers in the world. What would you say if he was taking me to Chardov's next Wednesday night?
Is Mr. Murphy a writer? Tell him to bring me one of his books. I'll be more than glad to read them.
Kate, when are you going to give up on being an older sister?
I've heard stories about them with women. They like their women, you know? Well, if that's what you want, it's your business.
We took a walk on the beach last Thursday night. He barely said a word. He was very quiet, very shy. He told me where his family came from in Ireland. Their life wasn't any easier than Mama's and Papa's in Russia.
Nobody had it like they had it in Russia.
I decided to go downstairs and quiet my passion with an oatmeal cookie.
He holds down a decent job in a printer's office. He didn't smell of liquor, and he behaved like a perfect gentleman.
No cookies for you. Not until you finish that liver.
You mean you're gonna keep it in the icebox until I grow up?
No cookies.
I'm just getting water.
You have water in your bathroom.
There's toothpaste in the class. It makes me nauseous.
Listen, I'm going to bed. Do what you want.
Kate, I don't want to do anything that's going to make you or Jack unhappy. I owe you too much. But I can't live off you the rest of my life. Every decent job I try to get, they turn me down because of my eyes. Now, the thought of marrying Frank Murphy hasn't even occurred to me. Maybe not even to him. But I don't think that one dinner at Chadov's is going to be the end of the world.
I just don't want to see you get hurt. I don't mean you any harm. I can take anything except for when someone in the family's mad at me.
I can never be mad at you, Kate. I promise you that to my dying day.
Go on. Have dinner with Frank Murphy. If Papa ever heard me say those words, he'd get up from his grave and stand in front of the house with a big stick.
I told him to pick me up here. Is that all right?
Here, in my house?
For 2 minutes. I wanted you to meet him. At least, see what he's like.
Tell his mother to wash her windows. Maybe then I'd know what he's like.
Can I see Mr. Beckman tomorrow, yes or no?
Did you talk to Uncle Jack?
I talked to Uncle Jack. I want an answer from you, Mother, yes or no.
What did he say?
It doesn't matter what he said. It's your decision or mine. Who's gonna make it?
I said if I was a father, I'd tell her to finish high school. I never got past the 8th grade, and that's why I spent half my life on the subway and the other half trying to make a few extra dollars to keep this family from being on the street.
I don't want this just for myself, Mama, but for you and for Lori. In a few years, we could have a house of our own instead of all being cooped up here like animals. We could pay Uncle Jack for what he's given us all these years. I'm asking for a way out, Mama. Don't shut me in. Don't shut me in for the rest of my life.
You promised me you'd do what Uncle Jack said.
He doesn't make decisions. He offers advice. I want a decision from you, Mama. Please.
You finish high school. You tell Mr. Beckman no. You tell him your mother said no. That's my decision.
I see. Thank you very much for your advice, Uncle Jack. I'll let you know what my decision is in the morning.
Let her go, Blanche. You'll only make things worse.
It seems no matter what I do, I only make it worse.
What can I tell her? I don't know what to say.
You inherit a family, you inherit their problems.
Well, good night.
Put the cookie on the table.
What cookie?
The oatmeal cookie in your pocket, put it on the table.
You can smell a cookie from 10 feet away.
I heard the jar moving in the kitchen. Suddenly everybody's doing what they want in this house. Your father's upset, Aunt Blanche is upset. Put the cookie on the table.
What happened? I heard a lot of yelling.
I don't know, but it's my fault.
What are you gonna do? Do you want me to speak to Ma? I could tell I'm getting another flood in my heart.
Don't you ever do that. Don't you pretend to be sick to get favors from anyone.
I'm not pretending, they're just not big flooders.
Puffing up pillows. The house could be burning down, you can run back just to puff up pillows.
Let's go to bed, Jack. You're tired.
Kate, when does it get easier? When do our lives get easier?
When you get 7 good hours of sleep, that's the easiest it ever gets.
Ah, close the door!
I'm sorry, I didn't know anyone was in there.
Do you think I could talk to you, Pop? It'll just take 5 minutes.
He's tired, Stanley. He's practically asleep.
2 minutes. I'll tell it as fast as I can.
Go on, Kate. Who wants to tell me something?
Turn the lights out when you're through. Don't worry about things. We've always made them work out.
Oh my God, she saw me in the crapper. Nora saw me in the crapper!
I have a problem, Pop.
If you didn't, you wouldn't live in this house.
It must be tough being a father. Everybody always comes to you with their problems. I don't know if I could handle it.
Stop trying to win me over. Just tell me the problem.
I got fired today.
What?
Don't get excited. Don't get crazy.
What'd you do? You came in late, you were fresh to somebody. Were you fresh to somebody?
I can still get my job back. I just need you to help me make a decision.
Take the job back. I don't care what it is. It's not the time for anyone to be able to work in this house.
When I was 12 years old, you gave me a talk about principles, remember?
All night you waited to tell me this news.
This is about principles, Pop.
How long were you gonna go without telling me?
Will you at least hear my principles?
All right. I hear your principles, then you hear mine.
Just sit back and let me explain what happened, all right? Well, it was on account of Andrew, the guy who sweeps up.
So Stanley began his sad story. He was terrific. He was like that movie Abe Lincoln in Illinois. Not only was Stanley defending his principles, he was defending democracy in the United States of America. Pop must have been bleary-eyed, because after Stanley, speaking about losing his job, Pop had to deal with Laurie's fluttering heart, Nora's career, Aunt Blanche getting married, and the loss of his noisemaker business. And on top of that, at any moment there could have been 37 relatives from Poland coming over looking for a place to stay. And with that, Stanley finished his story.
So, either I bring in a letter of apology, or I don't bother coming in. I know it's late. I know you're tired, but I didn't want to make a decision without asking you first.
Stanley.
I'm sorry, Pop.
He shouldn't have swept the dirt on his shoes,
I know.
especially in front of other people.
I know.
He's your boss. He pays his salary. He helps put food on our dinner table.
I know, Pop.
And we don't have money to waste. Believe me when I tell you that.
I believe you, Pop.
You were sick 3 days last year. He only docked you the days and half pay. Remember that?
I know. I can see what you're getting at. I'll write the letter. I'll do it tonight.
On the other hand, you did a courageous thing. You defended a fellow worker. No one else stood up for him, did they?
I was the only one.
That's something to be proud of. It's what you believed in. That's standing up for your principles.
That's why I didn't want to write the letter. I knew you'd understand.
The question is, can this family afford principles right now?
It would make it hard. I know.
Not just on you and me, but on your mother, Aunt Blanche, Nora, and Lori.
Eugene.
Eugene would have to get a part-time job. Time he should be using studying books to get himself somewhere.
He wants to go to college. He wants to be a writer.
I always wish I could have sent you. I've always been sick about that, Stanley.
I like working, Pop. I really do. Listen, I've made up my mind. I'll write the letter.
I'm not saying you should.
I know. It's my decision. I really want to write the letter.
How your principals feel in the morning.
My principals feel better already. You told me you were proud of what I did. That's all I really cared about. Thanks for talking to me, Pop. See you in the morning. Hey, you coming to bed?
I'm going to see you for a while. It's the only time of day I have a few minutes to myself.
So what'd Pop say? You gonna write the letter?
Yeah.
Yeah, I knew he'd say that.
He didn't make me do anything. Will you help me write this?
You know, people used to get paid for that in the olden days. Professional letter writers.
I'm not gonna pay you money.
I don't want money.
Then what do you want?
Tell me what Nora looked like naked.
How horny can you get?
I don't know. What's the highest score?
All right, when we finish the letter.
I don't trust you. I want to get paid first.
You know, you're a real shit.
Hey, don't talk to me like that. I'm just a little kid.
All right, what do you want to know?
Everything. From the beginning.
It all happened so fast.
That's okay. Just take it slow.
Jesus! All right. I heard the shower running. I waited for it to stop. I gave a few seconds for the water to run off her body. Then I knew she'd be standing there. Suddenly, I just opened the door. And there she was, standing on the bath mat, a towel on her head, and nothing else in the whole wide world.
Hey, slower. Don't go so fast.
Now her breasts were gorgeous, like two peaches hanging on the vine just waiting to be plucked. Maybe nectarines, like two nectarines all soft and pink and shining in the morning sun.
And what we see is everybody on the floor acting crazy. Get local till the lights out. Music's on. I'm waking up.
I'm all about that bass, no trouble. I'm all about that bass, no trouble. I'm all about that bass.
Lori, you should see your mother. She looks gorgeous.
I'm waiting for her grand entrance. How's Uncle Jack?
He's resting. He ate a nice dinner. You can go upstairs and talk to him later. Eugene, your father's resting. I don't want to hear any ball playing against the wall.
I'm not playing, I'm writing.
We'll do it quietly.
She wants me to write quietly. That was the only thing I published in my memoirs. They'd be a bestseller. Everybody's been in a rotten mood around here lately. 3 days ago, Pop had a heart attack. It wasn't a serious heart attack. It was more of a warning. He passed out in the subway, and a policeman had to bring him home. You know, he was working nights as a cab driver, trying to make extra money for the family, and he just plain wore out. Doctor says he's got to spend 2 to 3 weeks in bed, but Pop won't listen to him. Mr. Jacobson is a brother-in-law who needs a job. He's filling in for Pop temporarily, but Pop's afraid that the 2 to 3 weeks in bed could turn into permanently.
I have to talk to you.
Well, what's up?
Not here, in our room. Don't tell anybody.
What's the big secret?
Will you shut up? Wait till I get upstairs, then follow me.
Hey, if it's about Nora, I'm not interested. Oh, I forgot to tell you. I hate my cousin Nora. She's been a real snob to everybody lately. She comes down in the morning, she doesn't even smile. She takes her dinner up to her room to eat it. And she's been seeing this guy, Larry No-Chin Clerman, every night. And she's not as pretty as I thought she was.
Eugene, did you bring your father up his newspaper?
I'm coming. My knee hurts. I fell down the stairs today.
Well, bring it upstairs. He's waiting for it.
If I told my mother I just lost both my hands in an accident, she'd say, "Go upstairs and wash your face with your feet." I think she's just sore because she and Pop didn't get to go to the affair at the Commodore Hotel tonight. They had Glenn Gray and his orchestra. I feel kind of sorry for her because she doesn't get to go out much. She's worried about Frank Murphy coming over to pick up Aunt Blanche. She's angry at the whole world. That's why she made lima beans for dinner.
Would you like a cashew, Lori?
Oh, thanks. A Brazil nut too? And 1 almond?
You must be starved. We're eating dinner late tonight. We'll wait till your mother goes out.
Can I have some nuts too, Ma?
Just one. It's for the company. We're eating dinner in the kitchen. You and Stanley help with the dishes. You look all flushed. You don't have a fever, do you? Let me see your tongue. It's all spotted.
That's the cashew nut.
Well, don't you get sick on me, too. If you're tired, I want you in bed.
I have a little stomach cramp. I think I'm getting my ladies.
You what?
My ladies, the thing that Nora gets when she can't go in the water.
I don't think so. Not at your age. But if your stomach hurts real bad, you come and tell me. I made a nice tuna fish salad tonight. Call me when your mother comes down.
Aunt Kate, does Mama like Mr. Murphy?
I don't know. I don't think she knows him very well yet.
Do you like him?
I never spoke to the man.
You called him a Cossack. Are those the kind who don't like Jewish people?
I'm sure Mr. Murphy likes your mother. Otherwise, he wouldn't be taking her out to dinner.
If Mom married him, would we have to live in that dark house across the street with the creepy woman in the window?
We're not up to that yet. Let's just get through Chadov's restaurant first.
Pop's feeling better. He threw the newspaper at me because I gave him the evening edition.
Keep it down.
You look terrible. Your eyes all red. You were crying.
I'm in trouble, Huge. I mean, real trouble.
When did you take up smoking?
Don't ever let me catch you doing it. It's a bad habit.
So how come you do it?
I like it.
Hey, what brand do you smoke?
Lucky Strikes.
I knew you would. That's the best brand.
Swear to God, what I tell you, you never tell another living soul.
I take an oath on the life of the entire New York Yankees. What happened?
I lost my salary.
What?
The entire $17. It's gone. I lost it.
Where, in the subway?
In a poker game.
What? In a poker game?
You want to kill Pop right in his bedroom? Shut up.
You never told me you gambled.
You would just do it in the stock room. For pennies. I always won dimes, quarters. It wasn't just luck. I was really good.
What are you going to tell him?
I don't know. If Pop wasn't sick, I would tell him the truth. Last week he tells me how proud he is of me. Now he's driving a cab at night and I'm playing poker at Floorshine.
Hey, but what if you won $50? You just had some bad luck, that's all.
I stood no chance against those guys. They all wore pointy black shoes with clocks on their socks. If Pop dies, I'll hang myself, I swear.
Hey, don't talk like that. Pop isn't gonna die. He ate 3 lamb chops at dinner tonight. You know, why don't you say you lost the money? You had a hole in your pocket. You could tell a hole in your pocket.
I already used that one.
When?
In November, when I lost $5. He said to me, from now on, check your pockets every morning.
What happened to those $5? You gamble that away too?
No, I gave it to a girl. You know? A pro.
A pro what? A prostitute? You actually wanted one of those places? Holy shit!
I'm not going to warn you about that word again.
Is that how much it cost? $5?
$2.50. I went with this guy I know. He still owes me the money.
How come you never told me about this? How old was she? What did she look like?
Don't start in with me, Eugene.
Hey, she get completely naked or what?
Every time I get in trouble, I have to tell you what a naked girl looks like? Do me a favor. Go in the bathroom, whack off, and grow up by yourself.
Hey, don't get sore. If you and me, you would ask the same questions.
I never had an older brother to teach me those things. You don't know how lucky you are to be the younger one. You don't have the responsibilities I do. You're still in school looking up girls' skirts on the staircase.
I worked plenty hard in school.
Yeah? Well, let me see your report card. It's the first of the month. I know you have it. I want to see your report card.
I don't have to show you my report card. You're not my father.
Yes, I am. As long as Pop is sick, I am. I'm the only one in the house making money, aren't I?
Oh, really? Then what's your salary for this week, Pop?
I hate you sometimes. You're nothing but a lousy shit. I help you all the time. You never help me without wanting something for it. I hate your disgusting guts.
Not as much as I hate yours. You pick your toenails. You snore at night. You stink up the bathroom. When I go in there, I have to puke.
Give me your report card. Give it to me. God damn it, or I'll beat your face in.
You want my report card? Here. Here's my lousy report card. You piece of shit.
Four A's and a B. That's good. That's real good, Eugene. You're smart. I want you to be somebody important someday. I want you to go to college. I want you to be somebody important because I'm not. I'm no damn good. I'm sorry I said all those things to you.
I'm sorry, too.
Hi, Uncle Jack. Are you feeling better?
A little, sweetheart. Your mother's not down yet?
No.
I want to see her before she goes out.
Oh my God, are you crazy? Are you out of your mind? You walked down the stairs?
I'm all right. I got tired laying in that bed all day. Plus, I wanted to see Blanche.
How do you think you're gonna get back upstairs? You think I'm gonna carry you? The doctor said you're not even supposed to go to the bathroom, didn't he?
You trust doctors? My grandmother never saw one in her life. She used to be 87.
She didn't have high blood pressure. She never fainted on the subway.
She used to faint 3 or 4 times a week. We're fainters. It's in our family. Louis, sweetheart, can you get me a glass of cold water?
Now?
Yes, now, sweetheart. You know, that child's pampered too much. You still gotta do more work around that house. You don't get healthy laying around couches all day.
No, you get healthy driving cabs all night after working 9 hours cutting raincoats. You wanna kill yourself, Jack? You wanna leave me to take care of this family alone?
You think I'll get better faster if you make me feel guilty? I was born with enough guilt, Katie. If I wanted more, I'd ask you.
I'm sorry. You know I'm not happy unless I can worry. My family were worriers. Worriers generally marry fainters.
Listen, I'm not gonna leave you. If I did leave you for some other woman, I'm certainly not gonna drop dead just to leave you.
What other woman? That bookkeeper, Helene?
Again with Helene? You're never gonna forget that I danced with her for 2 years in a row at the Commodore Hotel.
Don't tell me she isn't attracted to you. I noticed that right off.
Who's a woman like that one with the cutter? She's like some men up front, the salesman. She's a widow, she's looking to get married.
You're an attractive man, Jack. Women like you.
Me, attractive? You must think I'm dying, don't you?
You don't know women like I do, Jack. Just promise me one thing. If anything ever happened between you and Helene, let me go to my grave without hearing it.
I see. Now that you're worried about Helene, you decide you're gonna die first.
I had to chop the ice. I'm all out of breath.
It's good for you, sweetheart. It's exercise.
I'm going out. I won't be having dinner. I'll be home late. I have my key. Good night.
Nora, you don't want to see how your mother looks?
I'm sure she looks beautiful. She doesn't need me to tell her.
I think you should wait, Nora. Your mother would be very hurt if you didn't wait to say goodbye.
I'm sure that's very good advice, Uncle Jack. I know just how my mother feels. I'm just not so sure she knows how I feel.
Where does she go out every night? Who is she going out with?
With Larry Clement. He borrows his father's car and takes it to the cemetery.
What cemetery?
Where Daddy's buried. She goes to see Daddy.
Jack, what'll I tell her? I don't want to spoil this evening for her.
Jack, what are you doing down here?
We got company coming. Where else should I be?
I looked in your room. I got scared to death.
Well, you don't look it. You look beautiful.
Oh, Blanche. Oh, my God, Blanche. You look stunning, like a movie star. Who's that movie star I like so much, Lori?
Irene Dunn.
Like Irene Dunn.
I think she looks like Rosalind Russell. Maybe Carol Lombard.
I think she looks like Blanche. Blanche is prettier than all of them.
I had so much trouble with the makeup. I couldn't see my eyes to put on the mascara, so I had to put on my glasses. And then I couldn't put on the mascara underneath my glasses.
Where are your glasses? Have you got your glasses?
They're in my purse. I thought I'd take them out when I'm looking at the menu.
Make sure you do. I don't want you coming home telling me you don't know what he looks like.
I'm glad to see you up, Jack. Then you feeling better?
I just need to rest, that's all. Plus, I want to meet this Murphy fella. When a stranger comes to a house, he likes to meet another man. Makes it feel comfortable.
Thank you, Jack. That's very thoughtful of you.
Here, Blanche, put these on. Don't say no to me. Just put them on, please.
Kate, your pearls, your good pearls.
What are they gonna do? Sit in my drawer all year? Pearls are like people. They like to go out and be seen once in a while.
You were gonna wear them to the affair tonight. I'm so wrapped up in myself, I forgot you were missing the affair this year.
I can't afford to miss it. I don't see Jack there the whole night anyway.
Well, let's see how they look.
I'm so nervous I'll lose them.
All right, tell me I don't have a beautiful sister.
Now I feel good. Now I feel like I got my money's worth.
Definitely Carol Lombard.
Lori, go up and get Nora. I want to show them to Nora.
She's not here. She left.
What do you mean she left? Without saying goodbye?
She had somebody waiting for her. She wanted to see you.
She could have come into my room. She knew I wanted to see her.
She'll see you when you get home, Blanche. You look just as good at 12 o'clock.
What did she say? Did she say anything?
Get your mind off Nora, Blanche. Don't wear my pearls out tonight for nothing.
She's making me pay for it, isn't she? She knows she can get to me so easily. That's what I get for making decisions.
I feel like ice cream for dessert. Lori, you feel like ice cream for dessert?
Butter pecan?
Butter pecan for you, and maple walnut for me. Go to Eugene, tell him I want to go to the store.
I'll go with him.
Don't run.
Let her run. She gets tired, she'll tell you. Let's stop worrying about each other so much.
Eugene, your father wants us to go to the store.
Tell him I'm sick. My stomach hurts.
You don't want any ice cream?
Ice cream? It's incredible how quickly you can recover from misery when somebody offers you ice cream.
She's only 16, Blanche. At that age, they're still wrapped up in themselves.
How am I going to become a writer if I don't know how to suffer? Actually, I'd give up becoming a writer if I got to see a naked girl while eating ice cream.
What time is it?
6:30. Get your mind off Nora, Blanche. He'll be here any minute.
Oh, Eugene, go to Hanson's. Get a half pound of butter pecan, half pound of maple walnut, and a half pint of chocolate for yourself. Kate, what do you want?
I'm in no mood for ice cream.
Get a vanilla. She'll eat it. And whatever Stanley likes.
I need money.
I just paid the doctor $15. Go up to Stanley. You just got paid today. Ask him for a salary.
His salary.
Here's $1. Lori, go with him, but don't run.
You know what I worry about at night? That she'll run off. That I'll wake up in the morning and she'll be gone. To Philadelphia, Boston, or God knows where.
Look how the woman's going out on a date. Is that what you'll talk about? He'll start drinking in 5 minutes.
You think so? What'll I do if he gets drunk?
You'll come right home. You have car fare? You have money?
No, I didn't take any.
I'll go ask Stanley for $5. Now I have something else to worry about.
No, I could use a cup of hot tea.
Sit there. I'll make it.
We'll both make it. Keep you company. We can hear the bell from the kitchen.
Stanley, I need $5 for Aunt Blanche. Stanley, did you get paid today?
Yes, I got paid today.
Take out the envelope. Let me have the money.
I don't have it.
You don't have the envelope?
I don't have the money.
What do you mean you don't have the money?
I mean, I don't have the money. It's gone.
It's gone? Gone where?
It's just gone. I can't get it back. There's nothing I can do about it anymore. Just don't ask me any more questions.
What do you mean don't ask any more questions? I want to know what happened to $17, Stanley.
You'll tell Pop. If I tell you, you're going to tell Pop.
Why shouldn't I tell your father? I want to know what happened to that money, Stanley.
I gambled it, okay? I lost it playing poker. There. You happy? Satisfied now?
I'm not going to deal with this right now. I have your father's health to worry about, and I have to get Aunt Blanche out of the house first. You're going to sit here, and you're going to think up a story. You were robbed. Somebody stole the money. I don't care who, and I don't care where. But that's what you'll tell your father, because if you tell him the truth, it'll kill him as sure as I'm standing here. Then, when everybody's asleep, you'll meet me in the kitchen, and we'll deal with this alone.
I'm sorry.
I left my purse in here. Without my glasses, I'm afraid to pour the tea. Kate? What is it? What's wrong?
Nothing. I'm just nervous all day.
You're worried about Jack. He should have never come down the stairs.
He knows he's not supposed to get out of bed. What did we need doctors for? He doesn't listen to them.
I shouldn't have invited Mr. Murphy over. That's the only reason he came down.
It's not just Mr. Murphy. It's Stanley. It's Eugene. It's everyone.
I'm sorry about what Nora said. Jack told me what she said when she left.
Why don't you get your purse, Blanche? He'll be here any minute.
Did Nora say something to hurt you, Kate? I know she's been very difficult these days.
Why is it always Nora? Why is it always your problems? Do you think you're the only one in the world who has troubles? We all have troubles. We all get an equal share.
I'm sorry. Forgive me, Kate. I'm sorry.
Maybe you're stronger than I am. I don't know. You survived Dave's death. I don't know if I could handle it if anything happens to Jack.
Nothing's gonna happen to him, Kate. He'll be all right. He's strong. He's a young man.
When Dave died, I cried for his loss. I was so angry at God for taking such a young man. But I never realized until now what you must have gone through. How did you get through it, Blanche?
I had you. I had Jack. But mostly, you live for your children. Your children are what keep you going.
My children.
I wake up every morning for Nora and for Lori.
Nora hurts you so much, and you can still say all that?
Why? Don't you think we hurt our parents? Do you remember how much Mama cried when Celia left? Sure, it hurts, but if you love someone, you forgive them.
Some things you forgive, some things you never forgive.
Is the ice cream here yet?
No, darling. Didn't she go with Eugene?
No, I was across the street in the creepy house. It's just as creepy inside.
And Mr. Murphy's place? You were just there? Why?
She called me from the window. The old lady. I think it's his mother. She said she had a letter for you. I had to go inside to get it.
What did she say to you?
She offered me a cookie, but it was all green. I said I wasn't hungry.
Dear Mrs. Morton, I send regrets from my son Frank. I tried to reach you earlier, but then realized you had no phone. Frank will be unable to keep his dinner arrangement with you this evening. Frank is in the hospital as a result of an automobile accident, and although his injuries are not serious, the consequences are. As a devoted mother, I would end this letter here and forward my apologies. Despite all my son's faults, honesty and sincerity have never been his failings. He wanted me to tell you the truth, that while driving a friend's motor car, he was intoxicated and was the cause of the aforementioned accident. The truth would come out soon enough, but Frank has too much fondness and respect for you to hear from some other source. I hope you will not think I'm just a doting mother when I tell you that my boy has a great many attributes. A great many! As soon as Frank can get out of his difficulties, we've decided to move to upstate New York, where there's a clinic that can help Frank and where we have relatives with whom we can stay. Frank sends, along with his regrets, his regard for a warm, intelligent, friendly, and most delightful neighbor across the way. Yours most respectfully, Mrs. Matthew Murphy.
What is it?
He's not coming. He's in the hospital.
It was a sad letter, all right, but it was sure well written. Maybe I should have been born in Ireland.
I knew it. I said it right from the beginning, didn't I?
Why is he in the hospital?
He was in a car accident. Oh, God, that poor woman.
Does that mean you're not going out to dinner?
It could have been you in that car with him. I warned you the first day about those people.
Stop calling them those people. They're not those people. She's a mother, like you and me.
And what is he? Tell me what he is.
He's somebody in trouble. He's somebody who needs help. For God's sakes, Kate, you never even met the man.
I know the man. I know what they're all like.
Who are you to talk? Are we any better? Are we something so special? We're all poor around here. The least we can be is charitable.
Why? What have I got I can afford to give away? Am I the one who got you all dressed up for nothing? Am I the one who got your hopes up? Am I the one they're going to lock up in a jail somewhere? Don't talk to me about charity. Anybody else but not me.
I never said you weren't charitable.
All I did was try to help you. All I ever did was try to help you.
I know that. Nobody cares for the family more than you do. But at least you could be sympathetic to somebody else in need.
Why? Who's out there watching over me? I did enough in my life for people. You know what I'm talking about.
No, I don't. Say what's on your mind, Kate. What people?
You, Celia, Papa when he was sick, everybody. Don't you ask me what people. How many beatings from Mama did I take for things that you did? How many dresses did I go without so that you could look like someone when you went out? I was the workhorse and you were the pretty one. You have no right to talk to me like that. No right.
This is all about Jack, isn't it? You're blaming me for what happened.
Why do you think that man is sick today? Why did he have to be carried home by a policeman at 2 o'clock in the morning? So that Nora could have dancing lessons? So that Lori could see a doctor every 3 weeks? Go on, worry about your friend across the street. Not the ones who have to be dragged home to keep a roof over your head.
What is this? What's going on?
Why did you never tell me that you felt this way?
I never had the time. I was always too busy taking care of everyone.
What is it, Blanche? What happened?
It took all these years. It took something like that letter for you to finally get your feelings out.
I didn't need a letter. I just needed you to ask me.
Lori, upstairs this minute. This conversation isn't for you.
And Blanche, the ice cream's ready.
Eugene, put the ice cream in the icebox. I need to talk to your mother.
I never spoke to that woman. I lived in that house for 3 years and never said a word to her.
For God's sakes, Jack, if you're gonna be at a bed, at least sit in a chair.
If I could take Nora and Lori and pack them out of this house tonight, I would. But I can't. I have no place to take them.
Blanche, what are you talking about? Don't say such things.
If I can leave the girls with you for a few weeks, I would appreciate it. Till I can find a place of my own, and then I'll send for them.
You're not sending for anyone. You're not going anywhere. I don't want to hear this kind of talk.
Stay out of this, Jack. Let her do what she wants.
I know a woman in Manhattan Beach. I can stay with her for a few days, and then I'll find a job. I will do anything anyone asks me, but I will never be a burden to anyone again.
God, Blanche, stop this. Stop this right now. What the hell is going on here? Two sisters having a fight that you had 25 years ago? You want to get it out, Blanche? Get it out. Tell her. What is it like to live in a house that isn't yours? To have to depend on someone else to put food on your dinner table. I know what it's like. I lived that way till I was 21 years old. Go on, Kate. Tell her. What is it like to be the older sister? To suddenly be the one who has to work and shoulder all the responsibilities and not be the one who gets the affection for it. You think I don't see that with Stanley and Eugene? With Nora and Lori? You think I don't hear the fights that go on night after night? Go on, Kate. Scream at her. Yell at her. Call her names, Blanche. Tell her to go to hell for the first time in your life. Once you both got out of your systems, give each other a hug and go have dinner. The lousy ice cream's melting, for God's sake.
I love you both very much. No matter what Kate says to me, I will never stop loving her. But I have to get out. If I don't do it now, I'll lose whatever self-respect I have left. And for people like us, sometimes the only thing we truly own is our dignity. And when I grow old, I'd like to have as much as Mrs. Matthew Murphy from across the street.
What did it, Kate? Something terrible must have happened for you to behave like this. It wasn't Blanche. What was it?
Tell the kids to come down in 5 minutes. We're eating in the kitchen tonight.
Eugene, go get Stanley and Lori. Dinner's in 5 minutes.
was the first time I didn't get blamed for what just happened. I felt real bad for everybody, but as long as I wasn't to blame, I didn't feel that bad. That's when I realized I had a selfish streak in me. Sure hope I grow out of it. Aunt Blanche is leaving.
For where?
Stay with some woman in Manhattan Beach. She and Mom just got into a big fight. She's gonna send for Nora and Lori when she gets a job.
What did they fight about?
I don't know. I think Mom sort of blames Aunt Blanche for Pop having to work so hard.
Oh, God. Did Mom say anything about me? About losing my salary?
You told her? Why'd you tell her I came up with 12 terrific lies for you?
How much money do you have? How much money do you have?
Me, I don't have any money.
The hell you don't. You've got money in your cigar box. How much money do you have?
$1.12. It's my life savings.
Let me have it. I'll pay it back. Don't worry.
What are you putting on all those things for?
In case I have to sleep out tonight. I'm leaving, Jean. I don't know where I'm going, but I'll write to you when I get there. What's this?
The medal you won for the 200-yard dash.
From the Police Athletic League. I remember. I didn't know you still had this.
Well, you gave it to me. You could have it back if you wanted.
It's not worth anything.
It is to me.
Sure. You can keep it.
Thanks. Where will you go?
I don't know. Pop says we'll be at war in a couple of years anyway, so I've been thinking about joining the army. I could probably be a sergeant or something by the time it starts.
Hey, if the war lasts long enough, maybe I could join up too. Maybe we could be in the same outfit. The Fighting 69th. You know, it was mostly Irish, but they had a couple Jewish guys in the movie.
You don't go into the army unless they come and get you. You go to college, all right? Promise me you'll go to college.
You know, Stan, if you leave, I'll probably have to get a job. We'll need the money.
I'll send home my paycheck every month. A sergeant in the army makes real good dough. Well, I guess I better get going.
What do you have to leave for?
Don't cry, they'll hear you.
They won't stay mad at you. I was mad at you and I got over it.
The whole family is breaking up because of me. You want Nora to end up like one of those cheap boardwalk girls?
I don't care about Nora anymore.
Well, you should care. She's your cousin. Don't turn out to be like me.
I don't see what's so bad about you.
If you ever write a story about me, call me Hank. I've always liked the name Hank.
I guess there comes a time in everybody's life when you say, this very moment is the end of my childhood. When Stanley closed the door, I knew that moment had come to me. I was lonely, and I was scared. And I hated him for making me be there alone to grow up by myself. And I hated my parents, too, for making them so unhappy. Even if they were right, I still hated them.
Eugene, Laurie, it's dinner. I'm not waiting all night.
And I hated how she left my brother's name out when she called us down for dinner. Parents don't know how cruel they can be sometimes. At dinner, I tried to bring up Stanley, but the words just wouldn't come out. I left the table without even eating my ice cream. If it was suffering I was looking for, I was beginning to learn about it.
It's 10 o'clock. Where's Stanley so late?
Never mind, Stanley. We should have been in bed an hour ago.
Kate, why won't you tell me what happened between you and that boy?
I'm tired, Jack. I've had enough to deal with for one day.
I wanted to go to temple with me on Saturday. They stopped going for 3 or 4 weeks and forget the religion altogether.
The house grew quieter than it had ever been before. Aunt Blanche was in her room packing. Mom and Pop were in their bedroom. And I had to talk to somebody else, I'd go crazy. I wasn't left with much choice. Hey, Laurie, it's Eugene. Can I come in?
What do you want? I'm reading.
I just want to talk.
I didn't say yes, did I?
Well, I'm already in, so it's too late. What you reading?
The Citadel by A.J. Cronin.
I read it. It's terrific. I heard your mother's leaving in the morning.
We're going too, soon as she finds a job.
I can't believe it. I'm gonna be the only one left there.
You mean you and Stanley?
Stanley's gone. I think he went to join the army.
You mean he ran away?
No, only kids run away. When you're Stanley's age, you just leave.
He didn't say goodbye?
My parents don't even know. I'm gonna go tell them now.
I wonder if I'll have to go to a different school.
You have to make all new friends.
I don't care. I don't have any friends here anyway.
Because you never go out. You're always in the house.
I can't because of my condition.
You don't look sick to me. You feel sick?
No. But my mother tells me I am.
I don't trust parents anymore.
Why would she lie to me?
To keep you in the house. Once I find out that Stanley's gone, they're gonna handcuff me to my bed.
I would never leave my mother anyways. Even when I'm older, even if I get married, I would never leave my mother.
Oh yeah? Frank Murphy across the street never left his mother, and he ended up going to jail.
None of this would have happened if my father was alive.
How'd you feel when he died?
I don't remember. I just cried a lot because I saw my mother crying.
I'd hate it if my father died. Especially with Stanley gone. We'd probably have to move out of the house.
Well, then you and your mother can come live with us.
So what's the point in breaking up now, if we're just gonna be together in the end anyways?
I don't know. I have to finish reading.
You don't get far talking to Lori. Sometimes I think the flutter in her heart is really in her head. I went to my parents' bedroom and broke the news. The monumental news that their eldest son, Stanley, had run off to join the army, probably to get killed in France fighting for his country. My mother said, "Go to bed. He'll be home before it gets cold out." You know, that's when I started to suspect that me and Stanley were adopted. I waited on the steps until it got cold, but Stanley never came.
I wanted to talk to you.
Now it's late.
I know it's late. We could have talked earlier if you didn't come home at 12 o'clock at night.
How was your dinner?
I didn't go. Mr. Murphy was in an accident.
Oh, I'm sorry. Is he all right?
He's got his problems like the rest of us. I was very hurt that you left without saying goodbye.
I was late. Somebody was waiting for me.
So was I. You knew it was important to me.
I'm not feeling very well.
You purposely left without seeing me. You've never done that before.
Can we talk about this in the morning?
I'm not going to be here in the morning.
Then tomorrow night.
I'm moving out, Nora. I'm leaving in the morning.
What are you talking about?
Aunt Kate and I had a fight tonight. We said some terrible things to each other. Things that had been bottled up since we were children. I'm going to stay with my friend Louise in Manhattan Beach until I can find a place of my own, and then I'll send for you and Laurie.
I don't believe it. You mean it's okay for you to leave us, but it wasn't okay for me to leave you?
I was never concerned about your leaving me. It was your future I was concerned about.
It was my future. Why couldn't I have something to say about it?
Maybe I was wrong. I don't know. I never made the decision to the family. Your father did. Aunt Kate was right about one thing. Everyone always took care of me. My mother, my sisters, your father, even you and Laurie. I've been a very dependent person all my life.
Maybe that's all I'm asking for, to be independent.
You earn your independence. You don't take it at the expense of others. Would that dancing job even be offered to you if someone hadn't paid for the clothes on your back and kept a roof over your head? If anyone's gonna pay Uncle Jack back, it'll be me. Doing God knows what, I don't know. But that's one thing I'm sure of. I'll steal before I let my daughter show that man 1 ounce of ingratitude or disrespect.
So I have to give up the one chance I may never get again. Is that it? I have to pay for what you couldn't do with your own life.
What right do you have to judge me?
Judge you? I can't even talk to you. I don't exist to you. I've tried so hard to get close to you, but there was never any room. Whatever you had went to Daddy, and when he died, whatever was left you gave to...
What? Finish what you were gonna say.
I've been jealous of Lori my whole life because she was lucky enough to have been born sick. I could never turn a light on at night or read in bed because Lori always needed her precious sleep. I could never have friends over on the weekends because Lori was always resting. I used to pray I'd get some terrible disease or get hit by a car and have a leg all twisted and crippled so that once, maybe just once, I'd get to crawl into bed next to you on a cold, rainy night and hold you and talk to you until I fell asleep. Just once.
My God, Nora. Is that what you really think of me?
Is it any worse than what you think of me?
I'm not gonna let you hurt me, Nora. I'm not gonna let you tell me that I don't love you or that I haven't tried to give you as much as I gave Lori. God knows I'm not perfect because enough angry people in this house have told me so tonight. But I will not be a doormat for whatever anger or frustrations you or Aunt Kate want to lay at my feet. I did not create this universe. I do not decide who lives, who dies, who's rich, who's poor, or who feels loved and who feels deprived. If you feel cheated that Lori gets more than you, then I feel cheated that I had a husband that died at 36. And if you keep on feeling that way, you'll end up like me, with something much worse than loneliness or helplessness, and that's self-pity. Believe me, there's no leg that's more twisted or bent, that's more crippling than a man that thrives on his own misfortunes. I am sorry, Nora, that you feel unloved, and I will do everything I can to try and change it. Except, I apologize for it. I'm so tired of apologizing. After a while, it becomes your life's work, but it doesn't bring any money into the house. If it's taken your pain and Aunt Kate's anger to get me to start living again, then God will give me the strength to make it up to you. But I will not go back to being that frightened, helpless woman that I created. I've already buried someone I love. Now it's time for me to bury someone I hate.
I didn't ask you to hate yourself. I just asked you to love me.
I do love you, Nora. My God, why can't I make that clear to you?
I feel so terrible.
Why?
Because I think I hurt you, but I still want that job with Mr. Beckman.
I know you do.
But I can't have it, can I?
How can I answer that without you still thinking I'm depriving you?
I don't know. Maybe you just did.
I sure hope so, Nora. I hope to God it's so.
I heard voices downstairs. I didn't know who it was.
I'm sorry if we woke you. Nora, go on up to bed. We can talk about this later.
All right. Good night, Aunt Kate.
Is she all right?
Yeah.
She's not angry anymore?
No, Kate. No one's angry anymore. I just explained everything to Nora. The girls will help you with the housework while I'm gone. Lori can do a fair share. She's strong enough. I've kept her a baby for too long.
They've never been any trouble to me, those girls. Never.
I'll try to take them on the weekends if I can. It's late. We could both use a good night of sleep.
Blanche, don't go. I feel badly enough about what I said. Don't make me feel any worse.
Everything you said tonight was true. I just wish to God you'd said it years earlier.
What would I do without you? Who else do I have to talk to all night? Do I have anybody else in this neighborhood? Even the Murphys across the street are leaving.
We've never had any troubles, Kate. And as God is in heaven, there'll never be an angry word between us again. But I'm thinking of the girls now. The three of us. We need to be by ourselves. It's what they want as much as I do.
All right, I'm not saying you shouldn't have it, but apartments are expensive, and you're not going to find a job overnight. While you're looking, why do you have to stay with a stranger in Manhattan Beach?
Louise isn't a stranger. She's a good friend.
To me, good friends are strangers. But sisters are sisters.
I'm afraid of becoming comfortable here. If I don't get out now, I never will.
Go whenever you want. The door's always open. When you got the job, when you find the apartment, I can look with you. I know how to bargain with these landlords.
You wouldn't mind doing that?
They see a woman all alone, they take advantage of you. I'll see what they're asking for the Murphy place across the street. It can't be expensive. She never cleaned it.
How independent can I be if I live right across the street from you?
Far enough away for you to close your own door, but close enough for me not to feel so lonely.
If I lived on the moon, we would still be close, Kate.
I'll go upstairs and tell Jack. I promise not to go back upstairs until I brought him some good news.
I suddenly feel so hungry.
Of course, you haven't had dinner yet. Let me fix you some scrambled eggs.
I'll make them. I'm an independent woman now.
With your eyes, you'll never get them in the pan.
So Aunt Blanche decided to stay while she was looking for a job. Nora went back to school the next morning, gave me a big grin, and her legs looked as creamy white as ever. Lori was asked to take out the trash, but quickly got a flutter in her heart, so I had to do it. Life was back to normal.
Eugene, go back to Greenblatt's. I need more flour.
How much? A teaspoonful? Stanley didn't come home last night, and even though she didn't say anything, I knew Mom was plenty worried. She told Pop about how Stanley lost the money gambling. And coming from the sounds that were coming from the room last night, I figured Stanley better forget about the army and join up with the Foreign Legion. Then, the next day, around dinner time, he came back. I was never so happy to see anybody in my entire life.
Hi. Where's Mom and Pop?
Pop's upstairs with a prayer book. Mom's in the kitchen cooking. They figured if God couldn't bring it home, maybe potato pancakes could. Did you join up?
I came pretty close. I passed the physical 1, 2, 3.
I knew you would.
They were offering me cigarettes, donuts, the whole sales pitch. I mean, they really wanted me.
You know, I'll bet.
But then, just as I was about to sign my name, I stopped cold. I put down the pen and said, "I'm sorry, maybe some other time," and walked out.
How come?
Right now, Pop needs me more than the Army does. I knew Mom didn't mean it when she said she'd never forgive me for losing the money, but if I walked out on the family now, maybe she never would.
You know, Stanley, I thought you'd be halfway to training camp by now. But I sure am glad you're home.
Eugene, I need a pint of sweet cream and some more sugar.
Ma, Stanley's home.
Hello, Mom.
Get a 2-pound bag. I want to bake a chocolate cake.
A 2-pound bag. I'll need identification.
Your father's been very worried. I think you owe him some sort of explanation.
I was just about to do that. Hi, Pop. How you feeling? Sorry about not coming home last night. I know it was wrong. I just didn't know how to tell you about losing the money. I know it doesn't help to say I'll never do it again because I won't. I swear. Never. I've got $3. Last night I set pins at Dominic's bowling alley. And I can set pins for this weekend, so that makes 9. I'll get the $17 back, Pop. I promise. I'm not afraid of hard work. Hard work and principles. That's the code you taught me. And that's the code I'm going to live by for the rest of my life. So, if you have anything you want to say to me, I'd be very glad to listen.
Read the paper tonight, Stanley?
No, Pop.
It's going to be a war. A terrible war.
I know, Pop.
Biggest war this world's ever seen. And it frightens me. We're starting over the last one. We're already starting another one.
We don't talk about it much in the store because of Mrs. Stroheim being German and all.
My brother Michael was killed in the last one. I told you that.
He showed me his picture in uniform.
He was only 19 years old. The day he left, he looked no older than Eugene. He was killed the second week overseas.
I know.
They didn't take me because I was 16. Both parents dead. This is my Aunt Rose, Uncle Maury. They had 2 sons in the Navy. Both of them were wounded. Both of them decorated.
Uncle Leon and Uncle Paul, right?
Yeah. He would have been 43 years old this month. God, he was a handsome boy. Good athlete, good dancer, good everything. I idolized him. Like Eugene idolizes you.
No, he doesn't.
He does, believe me. He would talk outside with his friends. Oh, my brother this, my brother that. Brothers can talk to each other the way fathers and sons never do. I didn't know a thing about girls till my brother told me. Isn't it like that with you and Eugene?
Yeah, I tell him a few things.
I'm glad. I'm glad you two are so close. I missed all that when Michael went away. So I'm glad you didn't do anything foolish last night. I thought you'd run away. You talking about the army with Eugene. That day will come soon enough, I'm afraid.
I did think about it. It was on my mind.
Don't you know something, Stanley? There's nothing you can ever do that was so terrible I can never forgive you. I know why you gambled away the $17. I know how bad you feel. It was foolish, you know that. I know what it's like. I lost money gambling in my time.
You did?
You so surprised? You think your father's a perfect human being? Someday I'll tell you some other stuff I did that wasn't so perfect. I'd be your mother knows. If you grow up thinking I was perfect, you'll hate yourself for every mistake you'll ever make. Don't be so hard on yourself. That's what you got a mother and father to do.
You're not hard on me. You're always fair.
I try to be. No, you're a good son, Stanley. You don't ever realize that. We have men in our cutting rooms who haven't spoken to their sons in 5-6 years. Sons who have no respect for anyone, including themselves. Who haven't worked a day in their life, or brought their parents a single day's pleasure. Thank God I can never say that about you, Stanley.
I gambled away $17 and you're telling me how terrific I am.
Hey, don't get the wrong idea. If you were home last night when your mother told me, I would have thrown you and your clothes out that damn window. Today I'm calmer. I read the paper and terrified for all of us.
I understand.
Now, after dinner, you apologize to your mother, and you give her the $3.
I will.
You apologize to your Aunt Blanche. She was worried about you, too.
I will.
Okay, you can thank your brother. Came into my room this afternoon and told me how bad you felt. He was almost in tears himself. The way he pleaded your case that I had Clarence Darrow in the room.
Eugene's a terrific kid.
All right, go wash up and get ready for dinner. And tonight, you and I are going to the backyard. I'm going to teach you to play poker.
Terrific.
Is Eugene back yet?
No, Mom.
Are you staying for dinner?
I'm staying as long as you'll let me stay.
Why wouldn't I let you stay? This is your home.
Can I talk to you after dinner, Mom?
Where am I going? To a nightclub?
I'll wash up and be right down.
Stanley, you didn't sign up for anything, did you?
No, Mom.
Good. You have time yet. This family's growing up fast enough.
I know, Mom.
It's all right, Kate. Everything's all right.
Who said it wasn't? Didn't I say he'd be home?
Woo! I just broke the world record of Greenblatt's. Next year I'm entering the grocery store Olympics. Here's some mail for you, Pop.
Is that my sweet cream?
Never spilled a drop. The perfect run. Where's Stanley?
Oh, he's cleaning up. Oh, my God. I got jury duty next week.
So you're back in the family now?
Yeah, everything's great.
Ah, terrific. You want to take a walk on the boardwalk tonight? See what's doing?
I can't tonight. I'm busy.
Doing what?
I got a poker game.
Poker? Are you serious?
Yeah, right after dinner.
I don't believe you.
I swear to God, I got a poker game tonight.
You're crazy. You're genuinely crazy, Stanley. If you lose this time, I'm not going to stick up for you.
If you don't tell anybody, I have a present for you.
What's my present?
Are you gonna tell?
No. What's my present?
Here, it's for you.
What is it?
Open it slowly. Slower than that. Close your eyes. Now look.
Oh my God, she's naked. You can see everything. Oh my God!
Will you be quiet? You want to get caught with a thing like that?
Where did you get this? Who is she?
She's French. That's what all the ladies look like in Paris.
You mean she actually just lay there and let some guy take a picture?
It's from the guy who owes me $2.50. He says I can keep it until he pays me back.
Nora, Lori, bring out the plates.
Let him keep the money for a while.
That's my appreciation for being a good buddy.
Hey, anytime you need a favor, just let me know.
Come on, it's dinner.
In a minute. I'll be down in a minute.
Kate, where's Kate? Kate,
You're always running.
it's a letter from London. My cousin Sholem, he got out. The free Kate.
Thank God.
His wife, his mother, all 4 children. He's going for New York tomorrow. They'll be here in a week.
In a week?
Do they speak English?
I don't think so. A few words maybe. But they had to sell everything. They only took what they can carry.
Where will they stay?
That's something we have to discuss with the family. Some with Uncle Leon, Uncle Paul.
With us. We can put beds in the dining room. It's easier to eat in the kitchen anyway.
The little ones can stay with Lori. Nora, you can stay with me, right?
Of course, Mama.
Hey, don't worry about money, Pop. I'll hit Mr. Stroheim for that raise.
They got out. That's all that matters. They got out.
Eugene, we're all waiting for you.
In a minute, Ma. I'm writing something down. October 26th, 6:03 p.m. A monumentous moment in the life of Eugene Morris Jerome. I've finally seen the golden palace of the Himalayas. Puberty is over. Onwards and upwards!
And all the clubs you get in using my name.